Okay, well, this is a little bit unusual, but I dig it. About a year and a half ago, I did a video from Renniger's Antique Mall, and they were huge. Absolutely enormous. Mount Dora, Florida. Then, a little while later, I did a video from the same property, but from their flea market, Renniger's Flea Market in Mount Dora, Florida. Driving out today on the east coast of Florida, doing a little Tiki shopping. Drove by this one. Doesn't look as big, but it still looks huge. I guess we'll find out just what they've got together, as today we do just a little exploring. Boring! Definitely noticing a little bit of a different clientele out here. This clientele seems a little bit younger than the Mount Dora version, and if I'm being entirely honest, a little more Florida, shall we say. All of that to say, I think there were a lot of people to Mount Dora one who were snowbirds and people who had moved into the area. This one definitely seems to be more of the natives. How can I tell? Well, you know, there's a couple things.
I'm a Florida guy.
Clues, if you will. This is one of those indoor-outdoor ones. They have quite the large food court here. This is Don's Kitchen, but they've also got a couple of other little things in here. Looks like you could actually buy liquor, which is unusual.
We came here to drink some beer.
For a flea market, usually you show up with all of your liquor already inside of you. Yeah. Very Florida. Now, as always, I am on the lookout for some good tiki stuff. There's a few things over here that are interesting. These nautical pieces certainly catch my eye. Not the fish, the styrofoam buoys. Really cool little plant store they've got in here. Boy, is this thick. It's hard to even get back there.
He's basking. He's solar powered, you see. Oh, there you go.
Turtles.
I like turtles!
These are kind of cool. These are all 3D printed. Look at these little tchotchke type toys. And across from here, there's, Beanie Babies and action figures, things like that. So you've got your grounds covered no matter what kind of toy you're looking for. These Beanie Babies, remember when those were worth something? I know people who invested hundreds of dollars in them, and it paid off because now they've got a lot of Beanie Babies.
I've wasted half my life.
Ah, good. I was out of spray painted jeans. I would actually trade. Quite the collection of jewelry and dream catchers. There's certainly a lot more food at this particular location. I've seen several snack counters. They got the Lemon Barrel Cafe. They've got the Empanada King over there.
Have breakfast with the king.
Turning slightly, you see we've got Gio's Italian Ice. I've actually been slammed into about 3 times so far, so I think there may be something here affecting people's equilibrium. Perhaps that whole Florida thing I mentioned. Look at these little superstores they've got here. Shoes and paintings and lithographs and a little bit of everything. Here would be your marijuana store. They also have moon rocks. And honey. Sounds like a hell of an afternoon. And this right here might actually have something for me. Always looking for a little tiki. Now again, my rule is real tiki. This is more like backyard tiki. Nothing wrong with it per se, just not my style. Same thing with the boards. They don't really fall into my category, but there are some other things here that are very interesting. I might actually consider this one because it's not a half mask. It's a full tiki, which is kind of hard to find, and it's not all painted in the bright colors, so it's a step in the right direction. By the way, there are a ton of MAGA things here, which is certainly not my world, but more power to them should they choose to make it their purchase. I actually like these quite a bit. I might consider something like this. Actually, I kind of like that big one down there for $34. I like that at this particular one, you could either dry your car or smoke marijuana. But now, I personally fall into the dry your car category.
Sham wow.
Worth pointing out, we still have a long way to walk, and there's break-offs, and I came in halfway through. So, while this one is definitely smaller than the Mount Dora location, it is still absolutely enormous. There's a bird store. There you go. Proof that they may have bird toys, but the birds are not toys. Looks like we found ourselves another restaurant. A few restaurants, actually. The Dugout is over here. They've got a barbecue, they've got a smoothie place. They have a Nutty Bavarian, which always makes the place smell amazing. Ooh, looks like they have a fudgery. Today's special? Nothing, and you'll like it. Ooh, that is cool. And that is spicy garlic. So this is very similar to the other location of Renniger's. They too have a dollar store. It was not all dollars. It was $1 and up, but they call it a dollar store. This one is definitely a little smaller looking, but there were some good things to find at the other one. Like terrifying weapons, for instance. It does look like you have to pay cash only while you're here. And I don't carry cash, so that is one reason I won't be buying things. And this is another. Ooh, a bin of mismatched Crocs. And gold placemats. Apparently this is your dinner party preparation headquarters. And this is, well, this is a space where I'm sure Trump hats will come soon. There's a booth over there for facial threading. I've never heard it called that before. That sounds remarkably painful. Pardon me, do you have any...
Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
They have a typical outdoor area here too. A lot of fishing things I see. Table full of clothes and ratchet straps. So, I'm actually seeing a lot of places that are selling mismatched shoes, so I can't help but wonder if perhaps they keep one of the shoes separate so that you don't steal them. Obviously, they know me so well. It took me a minute to realize that these are stilts, aren't they? Jeez. Apparently this is the nightmare section. This is the dishes and media booth. Oh good, they got a copy of Gangland Season 2. Love all these little alleys. This is where you tend to find the weirdest stuff. Like that, for instance. Oh, I like this.
It's a crying shame the older kids couldn't make it.
This is actually cool. This is a very large video game and DVD stand. And my guess is that if you can't find it here, you can't find it anywhere. The Godfather, the game for PlayStation 2. I didn't even know that existed. Look at all this. Amazing. Pieces from old video game systems. Comic books. Whole bunch of Funko Pops. And of course the fresh pineapple chicken. Not sure how I feel about that. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure I know how I feel about that. That is amazing. I love that. I don't $180 love it, but I love it. Here we go. Old school nursing homes. Ah, it's the Pretty Pooches and Puppies booth. What? I'm confused. New and used books. Now this certainly seems right up my alley. Cash only. Yeah. There you go. Proof you really can find everything at one of these. Definitely one of the larger spaces in here. Non-pineapple chicken. Just taking a look at this one. This one does not have a price on it though. It's interesting. There's a pair of sparkly high heels to go with your reading about Suzanne Summers and Lonnie Anderson. Actually, yeah, that's a lot more appropriate than I was thinking it was at first. Strap yourself in for reading adventure. Yeah, even in the bookstore. This might be the only time I've ever seen Anne Rice and Donald Trump mentioned within the same little space. I feel like coming up here and buying any of these injector carb cleaners, gas treatments, fuel system treatments. It's kind of like playing Russian roulette.
Not a great plan.
I'm sure this is something I just don't know what it is. Good grief.
Full value to get up to current. Like, are you kidding me? He's like, there's $8,000 sitting.
I just want to cut in for a second. A woman just corrected her husband who said that he hated the song that was on because he hates the Beatles, and she had to correct him that it was Journey. That is terrifying. Oh God. Probably not as upsetting as that, but you know, not my kind of tiki, but there's that guy that broke into the Capitol building a couple years back. I've actually got that poster. It came with the polybagged edition of The Death of Superman when it first came out. $54 in a frame. I should probably check to see how much it's actually worth. I had these back in the 80s. I guess my parents had these in the 80s. Also, in case you were curious, this is where you can buy Chucky with the old stay home and throw up bucket. So I think this area, this little alley, might be one giant dollar store type shop. Yes, it is. Cash only again. When I tell you that they have everything here, and some of it looks like it's been here for quite a while. Okay, this is one of the more unexpected things that I've found so far. Got the Wicked Witch of the West, and I don't know if the monkey has a name, but the monkey, and the nightmares. Interesting. I am speechless. It takes a lot to make me speechless, but I am certainly now speechless. Over here, it looks like they've got a whole bunch of candles that are made to look like food. You know, it's funny. I used to have a light bright like this back in the early 80s, and here we are. I'm 46 years old. I've moved probably 10 times, and yet I still find the occasional loose light bright light bulb. Yet another dollar store. You're very popular here, obviously. Oh, well, that's friendly. Very friendly. And there's some caution tape for after they shoot you, I guess. Really, it's all about the convenience. Here's the sword store. Well, that's not fair. They also sell stun guns. And if you're creative, it basically becomes a coupon for any of these other booths. Don't actually do that. I like this one. They've got, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, you know, come relax, get all tropical, enjoy your vacation, and I'll kill you. Mixed messages. Hidden arsenal furniture for the family that wants to hide their guns all over their house. Well, it looks like we may have actually found the very end of the building, with only one row left. Well, they do have Tiki. Again, not my Tiki, so to speak, but Tiki nonetheless. This time without the threats of imminent death. For instance, we got this Donald Duck shirt. It says, "Don't mess with the duck," but of course when you flip it over, it has a picture of a handgun and it says something about the First Amendment and shooting you. I wonder how much they want for the box full of cat crap. Oh, little light bulbs. Ooh, a second fudgery. Well, the property might be a little bit smaller than the Rennigers that I visited in Mount Dora, but this building is certainly larger than any of the buildings, the single buildings that's over at the Mount Dora location. Just kind of keeps on going. And by the way, I think we're going to wrap it up here. If you are into exploring some of the more underexplored areas, tiki things, events, middle-aged men wandering around talking to themselves, this might be the place for you. Just reach down, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I hope you will also join us again next time when we do just a little more exploring.